I'm sitting here with two-time All-Star, Western Conference champion, Suns shooting guard Devin Booker. I want to keep adding the accolades every time we do this. Is that cool with you?
You don't have to do that, man. I'm still in progress, so it's good accomplishments, but still a long way to go.
Still a long way to go indeed. So against Charlotte, just to kind of rehash, you said the hamstring feels good. You weren't thinking about it at all, but just how nice was it mentally to be back on the court for you after sitting on the sideline for a few weeks?
I mean, I always say basketball is therapy, man, and, that came true last night. There's no feeling like it. Nothing can really relate to the feeling of competition for me. So, I said it last night, being on the sidelines is tough, but, the benefit of having a good team and watching good basketball still is fun in the process of getting back.
It's funny you said the long way to go with where I'm going to take this, but you're 25 years old right now, but you're in year 7 of your NBA career. I know the moniker of vet is something you established to guys who have been in the league 10 to 15 years, but at least from your perspective, in terms of the amount of experience you've gotten from so many different situations already, do you kind of feel like you're getting there a little bit at least?
I'm a vet, man. I'm a vet. I think it's after your next contract you're on to a vet. But I think that's about experience also. Just seeing a whole lot of different situations, just going through a rebuilding phase to where we're at now. There was a lot of in between there, that helped me grow up quicker, mature faster, and learn the NBA as a business at the same time.
So I wanted to bring that up because after the Portland win in OT, Monty described you as the catalyst on the bench, where you were just keeping everybody energized, and he said as the coach he didn't feel like he needed to do that because you were already doing that. I was just curious how you zoom out and look at yourself and how you've evolved as a leader over the past couple of years.
It's kind of hard to zoom out. But that game in particular was, I feel very important for our team. After taking a loss to the Clippers, and it's a tough back-to-back with a lot of travel to Portland, and earlier in the season they beat our ass when on that first back-to-back of the season. So to be a great team, we said we didn't want to lose 2 in a row, so that was a big game for us and very energized, even though I think we're running on fumes. I just wanted to be that backbone support to keep the team going and keep them in a good mental spot. And DA's first game back after a few games missed, and he was incredible. So, it was just an all-collective effort, but, that was one of our best wins of the season, in my opinion.
So for those that don't know this about you, because you're such a huge fan of the league growing up, you've kind of studied it by default, and you kind of know the stages that people play on. You just got to play in the finals, but Christmas coming up this week, I'm sure your family's like mine, where every Christmas basketball's on, whatever you guys are doing. Just you're smiling a bit right now. How excited are you two? It's long overdue, but you're finally playing on Christmas. How excited are you?
I'm really excited, man. Like you said, it's just part of family tradition. So now, to spend Christmas morning with my family and then get to go, compete and perform on a national stage, is everything. I think 4 or 5 years ago I tweeted something out like, I wish we were playing today. So it's always been a dream of mine, a goal of mine. I thought we might have got one last year, still didn't get in. But, we earned it. I think that's what makes it so much more special and so much better of getting my first Christmas game is having to go through the steps in the process to get there.
You mentioned the morning. I was curious what the number one Christmas tradition is for you that you're saying like you want to get done before the game or maybe after, just how you're planning to spend the holiday with the game going on at 3 p.m. tip-off.
My roles kind of changed from, when I was younger to Christmas now. So now I'm the one everybody has to come get out of bed and, come on, let's open presents. I'm like, all right, let's get after it. But I used to be the first one up. So that role's changed, but I told my family I still need my rest, so we're going to have to start Christmas around like 10 a.m. instead of 7 like we did in the past.
I think they'll honor that. I think they'll respect that. So there's been one statistical change in your game. I want to put it as your three-point percentage is at a career high, and I just wanted to ask you, with the bump, if there's anything specific that you've changed in your game. You've always been a great shooter. There's no doubt about that, but the numbers are finally starting to represent it. Is there anything that you personally tweaked in your game or that you see in the shots that you're getting that has changed?
You can credit it to a little bit of everything, just the shots that I'm getting. I haven't took as many heaves this year, and I've got my foot behind the line a little bit more than I have in the past, but it's still a long season. There's highs and there's lows throughout, so I have something going right now, just back to fundamentals and just trying to stick with it, and just still trying to improve my game at the same time. Everybody from the outside isn't the only people that have seen my 3-point percentage, and obviously it's something that I wanted to get higher and be a more efficient player, which I always tried to improve at every year.
Last question I had for you. You've been asked a gazillion times about playing in the finals and playing in Tokyo. I'm just going to make it one more here, but I wanted to ask you, just for yourself and mentally, as a guy who challenges himself, how gratifying was that process to see the highest level of basketball in 2 different ways in the span of 2 weeks and just kind of push yourself in a way that you couldn't even have really thought of doing? No one can imagine really doing that or challenging themselves that way.
Yeah, it's one of those moments that I say it's always tough to zoom out, but I have had time to sit back and reflect on that bizarre month or 2 months, or the whole playoffs really, that was just all coming at you so fast, and you just try to take it day by day, moment by moment, and every day is so different. But just trying to find ways to enjoy it, and trying to find ways to succeed is I feel what I'm built on. So that's what keeps me going, and at the same time grabbing a gold medal and competing in the NBA finals, do or die, is all great experiences that I've always admired and wanted a piece of. So now that I got a piece of it, there's nothing else that I can look back towards. So people know what type of energy we're on.
Look, appreciate the time as always. Happy holidays, man.
Thank you. Same to you, my dog.